pride can cause a person to cause anguish and suffering on other people. And if somebody causes somebody else anguish, sorrow, like difficulties, whatever it is, it pays back. The Kav Yesha brings down a story from the Sefer Charedim, that there was once a righteous person that hosted the Arizal in his house. After the Arizal, had his stay and he was about to leave, he goes over to his host and he says, "How could I repay you for the great, kindness that you bestowed me on your house?" So this person says, maybe you could help me out. He says, his wife gave birth to kids for a few years, and then all of a sudden she became barren. She stopped giving birth. He says, we don't know what the reason is. So maybe you could give us some sort of blessing that she could start, we could start having children again. So the Arizal responded. He says, I want to tell you why your wife stopped giving birth. He says, you have a certain chicken coop in the back, and your wife was one time tidying up the area, and he told the maid, he says, there was a little ladder that the chicks were able to climb up this ladder to go and drink from this little, little water. It didn't look so nice. Just get rid of the ladder, just to make tidiness out of it. But now these little poor chicks, they couldn't fly yet. They couldn't get up to drink water, so they were very thirsty, and they're chirping and they're complaining, and God listens to them. And he says the reason why your wife became barren and stopped giving birth is because she caused, indirectly, might I add, sorrow to these baby chicks. And that's why she is no longer barren. Fix that issue and she'll give birth again. And kachafa, and this is what it was. They fixed the issue and all of a sudden she started giving birth again. We see over here that if you cause anguish, every single creature has a spiritual malach that's going over there and overseeing it. If you cause even an animal, a little animal that doesn't talk, if you cause it anguish, it can affect you. Kal v'chomer, certainly when you're causing somebody else, a human being, sorrow, a human being, some sort of difficulty, how much more so can it affect your mazel and your spiritual and your physical opportunity for prosperity? How much do we have to be careful? The Gemara Chagiga, page 5a, tells us, Ki es kol, based off a pasuk in Koheles, Ki es kol ma'aseh alakim yava mishpat al kol ne'elam im tov im ra. HaKadosh Baruch Hu looks at every single deed, even things that are hidden, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Says the Gemara in Chagiga, what is this pasuk in Koheles referring to? This is referring to someone who spits on the floor and causes his friend disgust, because they look at the spit and be like, oh, that's disgusting. Like, why do I have to look at your spit on the floor? And the Sefer Hasidim brings down a story, an incident, not really a story, where there was a certain righteous man that whenever he spit on the floor, he made sure to always step on it, and so it doesn't look disgusting. Like this is like a little thing. And not only that, any spit that he saw on the floor, especially if it came from the Jew, he would make sure that it doesn't cause any disgust to somebody else. This is how you look at the righteous people in the previous generation and how careful they were. Forget about how we drive, and forget about how we talk, and forget about how we interact. This is something so minuscule that it doesn't even enter our mind to oh yeah, maybe we should be careful on it. But the truth of it is, if you want prosperity, if you want righteousness, if you want to grow in every single area, if you want brachas in all areas of your life, you have to make sure you don't insult, you don't hurt, you don't offend, you don't bother anybody. And to the point that even if you spit, you're careful that you cover it up. That's the level of the righteousness of the previous generations. That's the level that we have to aspire to make sure that we don't hurt anybody, that we don't affect anybody. And you know how you're going to be able to do that? If you work on your arrogance and you focus on humility and you bring that, your life, the way that you perceive things is going to be very different. You're not going to feel insulted. You're not going to feel hurt when people go and scream at you, because you're going to be like, wait a minute, this is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or you're going to put it in a different angle and be like, maybe this person's going through something difficult. And not only that, every aspect of your life you're going to go and you're going to say, wait a minute, maybe this is going to hurt somebody, maybe this is going to offend somebody, and that's going to only cause you negative things. The bracha, the blessing that we have from this class is we have to take that step back. That step back, that you don't know what the reason that you are put in this earth. Maybe, just maybe, it's for that test. For this test, in this day, that's why you're put into this world. And how do you go and you capitalize on every single opportunity? You have to step away from the arrogance. You have to focus on the humility. Once you focus on the humility, you step away from the arrogance, you'll be able to capitalize on every opportunity. You'll be able to treat each and every single person with respect, with honor that they deserve, and hence you'll be able to achieve success in the gilgul, in the life that you have